All right, and wow, we just got even more yellow. What happened there? We're having some serious lighting issues. You figured we'd have this stuff nailed down as much as we, do the whole live thing, but no.
You're so vain, Corey.
Do what?
You're so vain.
I mean, yeah. So, guys, we are live, Conline, the October edition. We are here with Mike Mayhew.
Hey, everybody.
Dude, very happy to have you. We actually took the book live just a little bit ago, 2:30. There are still some copies available. The G.I. Joe 275, Mike Mayhew, and Eastside Comics, Conline, remarked edition, limited 200 hand-numbered copies, is live right now at ComicOnline.com. That is a very beautiful cover, man. That Baroness is she's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, Baroness. I mean, I grew up with that cartoon, G.I. Joe. It was out when I was a teenager, and I've always wanted to draw Baroness, and just kind of got lucky with the artwork I did for G.I. Joe 273. There was a black dress and a white costume, and I think everyone just wanted to see that classic black. The black against the red just really clicks.
Yeah. It's very awesome. See, Albert Tomista, thank you, Mr. Mayhew, for the remarked Baroness.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Albert is a very faithful Comic Online follower and apparently Mike Mayhew fan as well.
Nice. Well, we got a lot to do today. I mean, I was going to I've got the symbiote art, a Carnage and a Venom. I was going to add some white highlights to that live while we watched. We can talk about the variant scene. We can talk about original art, Yeah.
We will. This is your hour. We will handle it however you'd like.
Okay. Why don't we, since I'm not sure how long it's going to take, why don't we switch over and I'll do that little bit of artwork in front of you guys on the Venom. If you can take me down for a second, I'll move my camera. We'll get all set up.
All righty. All right, guys, while we wait on Mike to get set up, we are going to sit here and we're going to ridicule ourselves a little bit. So we kind of scrambled this morning.
We would have done a pre-show, but we were trying to figure out lighting and then had to go get lunch real quick. And then
the settings on the shipping for the website, we're eating our lunch. So if you guys get charged an absorbent amount for shipping, we will correct that. We will refund you. We will make sure you don't pay too much. We do have this book live right now, the Mike Mayhew G.I. Joe 275 variant. Very beautiful cover. Very excited when Mike asked if we wanted to be a part of that. No was not an option, really. I mean, I suppose it was, but it was, a bit of a history behind that. I was actually in the hospital with Jack when that was presented, and I wanted to say yes, but I wanted to go over it, and JJ, kind of had to come in and help out with that one. So thanks to JJ for actually pulling the trigger on getting that done. So I believe Mike is ready, and we're going to go ahead and pull him back on screen. Hopefully he's ready.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
When I suggested this, I didn't know how I was going to pull it off. So there was like a mad dash for the last 20 minutes trying to figure out how I would stage this. Yeah. But we're all sort of learning as we go, I guess. Oh, what would really help is if I have my glasses. Sorry, give me a second.
Yeah, I had to take mine off because all you could see was us. In kind of like a paradox thing. You just kept seeing a reflection of a reflection of a reflection.
I mean, now without the lights, are you?
I don't know. We'll give it a shot.
All right, man. It's always something with these with this technology and the streaming. You can never be fully prepared. So I did this on tone paper. I just love the symbiotes, Venom and Carnage. I feel like some of my better covers have been those characters, and aching to do some more of that stuff with the King in Black. That stuff looks so awesome. Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman are cooking up. So just adding a little bit of white paint to this tone paper. I'm it's popping there a little bit, just to give him a little pop here. And I got a Carnage one too. And so, I guess these will be available. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do like a 5-minute auction or a claim sale, or what works for this type of stuff?
I mean, we could do an auction. We could do a claim. I mean, they both work well, to be honest with you. Just let's see. I know, like Alan Quad, he'll normally do an auction towards the end. So actually, the first time he did a claim, which that was a bit rough because I think more than one person ends up wanting it in the end, especially with the symbiotes. Man, they are among the. I mean, they're like Batman level right now as far as popularity.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, Venom's the #1 book right now.
Yeah.
And with the movie coming out, and it's just I think some of the mythology they're creating with Null and all that stuff is just awesome.
Oh yeah, King in Black is going to be a fun series too. I'm waiting.
Hopefully, you can kind of see how this is coming along here. We'll put some white on the teeth here. Just give him a little extra pop. Yeah, I could draw Venom all day. I mean, people mostly know me, I guess, from my females. But, I was a kid who just loved drawing monsters. Put a little of the slime and shine on his tongue here. Let's see. I'm going to sort of pop the edge here. And I'm even leaving some of the brush stroke. I don't know if you can kind of see that because he's got sort of that textured, leathery skin. Yeah, I love working on this tone paper. I only do it occasionally. But, this is really the only chance to get almost like a con sketch from me or something that isn't a cover. I don't do commissions at all or sketch covers or anything like that.
Let me see here.
I'm just going to kind of pop in some other highlights here, and we'll move over to Carnage. Let's see here. Oh, definitely want to get this side of the symbiote symbol. And I might come over this again with a tiny bit of black brush pen just to kind of correct some of the places the paint's going here that I don't want it to. But yeah, I just turned in a cover for Venom number 30, and hopefully I'll be doing some more Venom work. There's certainly going to be a lot of Venom books coming out.
Let's see here what we got. So are you talking about me buying all the J. Lee Venoms? Something like that, Alfredo. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to call this done here. Let me just pop in just a couple more tiny areas, and I'll move over to Carnage.
I'm gonna minimize us real quick, and I'm gonna actually so we can see you doing what you do a little bit better.
And real quick, Marco, you can get the books at ComicConline.com. They're available there.
So there we are. Yeah, it's a little bit better. That way you don't have to look at us.
So let's see. I'm just going to touch this up a hair here with my Kuretake brush pen. I love these things. It's going to kind of keep these lines nice and snappy. They got a little blurred with when I was laying down the white paint. Definitely want this symbol to be nice and crisp and graphic.
David asks, he says that the vampire variants that you did for Marvel are some of his favorite variants of all time.
Thank you.
Were there any that got scrapped that you really wanted to do, or did everything you did pretty well get approved?
I'm trying to think. That's a good question. I think I did about 13 of them, and I might have suggested a couple other ones that didn't get made. I vaguely remember like a Storm one, and I believe there was an X-Men one that I was going to do, but it was like a team shot, and it was really hard. Let me just so here's real quick. Here's the Venom art. That's in ink pen and ink wash with a little white paint on tone paper, 9x12, and then I'm going to get going here on this Carnage. I think I had this, was going to do this X-Men team shot. But you couldn't really tell they were vampires. Like their mouths are so small. Sometimes I know this from doing Vampirella. sometimes when the fangs aren't that big, it's kind of hard to tell they're even a vampire. And I think that was the issue with that particular X-Men one with the whole team. But yeah, I did 13 of those. The X-23 is probably the most popular. There's a Emma over Cyclops one that's pretty popular. A Wolverine one. There's an homage to Amazing Fantasy number 15 with Spider-Man. I mean, I just got to have a good time with those. And that was probably the first time that I really got hip to the power of variants, because I had been doing them up until then, semi-regularly. You get an assignment from Marvel, and it would be like, oh, a variant. I'd kind of rather have the regular cover. It was kind of a bummer to do the variant. But nowadays, I mean, sometimes being the variant cover artist is a highlight.
Yeah, I think it definitely – they put the I guess the heavy hitters on, especially DC when they were doing the they had their variant I guess program the way they were doing it.
Uh-huh.
They bring in the guys that move the needle.
Yeah.
And I think Marvel does the same thing with specific titles. A lot of them sometimes it just feels like, we have this extra piece of art laying around, let's put it on there. But then there are guys like you and then David and, like Dale Keown and a lot of the guys that everybody knows that they put on those variant projects because they are guys that sell books. They're guys that bring the fans in to buy a title that they wouldn't normally buy. So I think that's, I view that as definitely an honor.
Yeah, I think it's really opening up. That even for me, I've done all the homages and the pinup shots and the stuff you would commonly think of that would sell a variant. But I'm really interested in maybe pursuing some angles that haven't been, followed. Like even maybe just doing a run on a book. And just, contributing your own body of work to what's going on in that title, I think is kind of a cool angle, not just like doing a landmark issue variant or, doing some kind of issue 1 variant just because that's collectible. Yeah. So I hope I'm kind of rambling a little bit while I'm working here, but hopefully you kind of understand what I'm saying there.
So is that definitely a goal to have like a 12 to 20 issue run on a series to kind of point at and say,
that might be expensive, but I would, I mean, we're talking about Venom. I mean, how cool would it be to do like 4 or 5 Venom issues leading up to Venom 200? Yeah. I mean, that's something I'm definitely maybe considering, but it's a lot of money. But these, I think. The word on the street is these variants are doing really well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends too, as far as the variants where you go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, now I think the bigger variants now, I think that a lot of retailers, like if you go into the exclusive variants, the bigger thing that I see right now is the indie books.
Right. Yeah.
You don't have to commit to those massive print runs that you do with a Marvel or DC.
Yeah, no, I'm really intrigued by those. And also, the whole spec play of it where, the Marvel movies are kind of in a standstill right now, obviously with the Rona and, yet all this content's being made. A lot of it is based on these comics and, getting, I don't know what, Mirka Andolfo's Mercy or what's that Al Ewing book at Boom right now? We only see them when they're dead or something like that.
Yeah, that one's popping.
Some of those titles, the names escape me, but yeah, having a super collectible 500 print run variant of one of those books might be just as valuable as having a Captain Marvel variant or something.
Yeah, and it depends. Like you don't have to invest as much money in it. Now I think they're a little better for like the creator-owned projects. Like you have the ability to I guess just to make and distribute your own variants as opposed to doing them for a store.
Right.
You get a 250 to 500 print run book. If you get into the guys that they're about $1,000 for a cover.
Yeah.
$1,000 or more. Often it's not really feasible for a store to pay the creator that much to do the variant and still make money on the book. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, you would easily be able to do your own thing, you know, pay yourself no money, but reap all the profits from the book.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, you know, my other enthusiasm for variants right now is just there's nothing else to do. I mean, people want to spend money. People want to have some fun. You know, you can't really go to the movies or concerts or sporting events. And, you know, the variants right now are just a cool way to get something in the mail that's going to surprise you a little bit. You know, buy something now that's going to give you a little bit of a reward for what's going on. And whoop, got a smudge there. All right, so there's Carnage here. Whoa.
She's beauty.
Again, it's in brush pen with some ink wash, and I added the white paint here. So, yeah, if you guys want to take my video off for just a second, I'll set up back the way I was. And then
so real fast, while we're doing that, you can head over to Comic Conline. Wait till this is done, though. This video, we do have masks, we have T-shirts, we have hoodies, we have hats. I'm not wearing any of that right now. I'm not getting branding apparently, but we have.
No, you got some branding on our other brand.
It's my favorite hat.
It's a good hat.
It's getting worn out. I need to get a new one.
Dude, mine's toast. Like it is toast. I can't even.
It's so comfortable.
Yeah,
so comfortable.
So it looks like Mike's ready. We're gonna bring him back on.
Hello, dope.
All right.
Wait.
I got the mask you sent me. I didn't open the box even. I'm overrun with boxes, and I'm kind of afraid of them right now.
Yeah, I mean it's nice.
My outfit is a little bit cleaned up, but you know I just got in these amazing Spider-Man 50s. So I've got diamond boxes down here. That's cover A, and I got cover B. So these will be shipping out on Monday. But you know,
guys, if you want to,
I've had a variant coming in every week, and last week it was ASM 850, which was my store. So I had 4,000 books coming here.
Yeah. Yeah, MikeMayhewStudio.com. If you guys would like to pick up any of the Spider-Gwen cover there, Spider-Man 850 or Spider-Man 50? 850. 50. Yeah, 50.
I think most of the ASM 50 books are sold out. Yeah. But there's plenty of other stuff on there. And I've got some stuff even for this event up there. Like you can get some prints. You can get some of these limited edition lithographs here. I'll show you. DC will allow artists to do 100 prints a year for conventions only. And they're being very gracious, because we're all in lockdown, they're letting people do it for online events like this. So, this is a 13 by 19 lithograph. The print quality is insane on here. I oversaw it myself. UV protected inks. This is Strathmore 500 paper. There are only 100 of these. They're all signed and numbered. They come in a top loader. I'm doing these weekend for $60. And there's a bundle of all three: Joker, Batman Who Laughs, and this detective for $120, and that's shipped. So there's only 10 of those bundles, but that's on my website, www.MikeMayhewStudio.com. And yeah.
Oh, that is a hell of a buy. It's basically, it's buy one get one, basically.
Yeah.
Buy two get one, rather.
It's hard to do prints right now, and I wanted to kind of offer people some stuff to hang on the walls, and I just figured, let's make some people happy.
DC didn't really get with that. They didn't get you about licensing or anything like that.
I contacted them prior to this event, the person that manages this aspect of things, and he says for right now, for a temporary period, they're being lenient on that policy. But in general, I think it's a very generous policy where you can do up to 100 copies of any image you do for them, like a cover, per year, and you have to put the year and trademark and all that on it. And but they allow you to sell those at shows. And if you had 9 covers, you could print 900 different pieces. And it's a really generous program they have. But right now, with the con income being taken off the table, I guess they're being sensitive to that and allowing people to sort of move some of that stuff via events like this one.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's why I love DC.
The whole, I guess, what would it be like a Thursday when all that the big acts happen. Still love DC.
Another day of the week.
It's a slow Tuesday for them, I suppose, at this point. But I do love DC's variant program. I loved Eddie Choi, the way he had everything going, and they did an amazing job with that, I think. Of course, I am a little bit biased because that got all of our artists on the variant covers, but I think it was amazing the way they did that. Now, as an artist, do you like having your stuff on like a standard variant cover? Do you like having it more on the 1/100s, the incentive variants? What do you prefer?
Well, it's complicated right now because the store has become such a focus of my business. So I'm always wanting exclusive variants to keep interest in the store, to keep customers coming to it. So for me to do 2 or 3 variants, store exclusives where I'm participating in that is probably essential moving forward. Mm-hmm. That being said, I love being on the Marvel variant program. So I did a Spider-Woman one for Doctor Doom issue 6. I did one for Morbius, the Living Vampire. They were going to have a series of variants for that, but when the movie got pulled, those got shifted. But they always have such fun themes. I would have loved to have done a Fortnite one. My son's 12 years old and loves Fortnite, so I'm hip to that game, and that would have been cool. But yeah, I do like taking assignments from Marvel and helping them out wherever I can. On the other hand, I like the independence of sort of being able to make my own moves, and it seems to be working. I mean, it's crazy. I never thought a year ago that I'd be producing this much, volume and dealing with this many orders and everything. But it just seems to be where things are at right now.
I guess with that though, like when you do get like the job from Marvel, do you prefer it to be on a book that everybody can pick up, or do you prefer it to be on the more collectible book, a book where more people see your art, or be more collectible?
I could go either way. I mean, everybody sees all the art for free, so that's the work's not going to be seen. And it's just cool. Yeah, I'm obviously a big fan of collectibles. I mean, Polito at Coffin Comics just had this Lady Death Kickstarter with my covers, and I mean, it's crazy. My covers were only available on the legendary tier, and it was a $900 package. You got 3 versions of my cover, 3 versions of Ken Lashley's covers, and then all the other stuff. It was a $900 package. There were only 91, and they sold out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's awesome. There's only 91 of those covers available.
I mean, it's got to be. It would be an ego boost for me if I was able to sell that out to that. I mean, it's got to be a little bit. I don't know. That's me.
Now, speaking of Polito and his awesome setup there at Coffin Comics, is there anything that you dream of doing as far as a setup that for a studio one day? Like, do you want to have like a Mike Mayhew bar or anything like that?
Wait, say that. I lost you a little bit on the question.
So with Polito, like, is there anything you want to have like for a studio in the future that kind of goes along the lines of what he has, like just the whole themed inspiration of Coffin Comics? Is there anything you aim to do with your setup?
Man, I'm having the hardest time hearing you guys, and I apologize.
Right.
I'm going to turn off my air in here because I think that might be part of it.
It might be our mic here. I'm not for certain. Are you familiar with Brian Polito's setup? Whenever he does his live videos, you see the Coffin Comics.
I love it.
The big coffin table and the big bar behind him and all that stuff.
Yes.
Now, do you have aspirations to have a studio setup, something like that, as you do your stuff going forward? or are you
Yes, I do have aspirations for that, I would say. This is my office, and I'm sort of limited. I have to do my artwork in here. This is where I shoot pictures with models. This is where I do my order fulfillment. I have some storage space. But, I would definitely like to continue to upgrade my streaming presentation. Like I recently got like this lav mic and this better webcam, and it's a big improvement over what I had. I've got some lights and things like that. I'll continue to add things. I would love to have a bar in here. I'd probably never go home. But, I think that kind of stuff is just going to become more and more essential to getting your brand getting your brand out there and connecting with people. I mean, to me, the con is every day now, in a sense. I mean, I've got people emailing me every day just with questions, orders, and it's like people coming up to your table at a show. And, I'm sort of used to that pace, maybe one a month for like 4 days. But, I've got to treat this situation like that, I think. And so, the visual presence of that is what we're seeing now, and anything that enhances that, like what Brian's doing, I think that's a huge reason why he's so successful, because he's giving folks a really niche channel that they can tune into. It's constantly getting more entertaining, and, I think it's fantastic.
We had D. Snyder do a promo.
Yeah, he had D. Snyder from Twisted Sister did one of those cameo things. Dude, how awesome would that be?
Yeah.
I mean, D. Snyder's the man.
Oh, with D. Snyder, I did see that. Yeah, I love Brian. I'm on the new Hell Witch one as a legendary tier cover artist, and I think that kicked off yesterday, the 14th. But yeah, I mean. Or go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, what do you have coming up next that you can talk about? Let's shift gears and kind of focus on a little bit more on you. What do you have coming up that you can talk about? Do you have an exclusive variant that you want to get everybody excited for? Do you have some covers coming up? What?
Well, I just sort of wrapped up this cycle of a bunch of variants coming in, ending with that ASM 50. And like I said, I just turned in a Venom 30 cover. So clearly I've got my eyes on Venom right now. I'm thinking in that mindset. I have a creator-owned book that I'm working on slowly but surely. It's with a Marvel writer. I've got maybe like 4 or 5 pages figured out. And I wish I had more time to devote to that, but the duties of the store just really got overwhelming. And then other than that, it's just, like I said, trying to maintain the store and having new covers come in. So, I'm just like any store. When the solicitations come out, I'm looking through there. Does anything strike my fancy? And sort of picking and choosing that way. I do have one project that had to be put to the side a little bit is a variant cover project that will be crowdfunded. Some of these folks like Lucio Perillo have had a lot of success with that. So I'm going to try that whole platform, and hopefully that'll be coming out in the near future. And I just finished up I'm finishing a sideshow print, an original piece of art for them. And I've had a couple sideshow prints come out this year. So, there's a potential I might be doing some more for those, more for them. But, like I say, right now, anything that isn't a variant cover just doesn't seem to make sense because, I'm having to order all the mailers, the comic dividers, the bags, it's such a machine that you have to build that it's hard to just do 1 or 2 and then let it go for 6 months and then come back to it. Like I want to build the audience. I want to sort of build momentum, and it's just the best bang for my buck, hands down.
Yeah.
When I do a variant cover, I'm getting the original art, the prelims, I'm getting the signatures, I'm getting the remarks. Nothing else compares to that. Even getting an assignment for a cover from Marvel, I would just get the rate and then the original. But when I do a variant, like for another store or for myself, it just opens up a lot more possibilities.
Yeah. You know, you get to pre-sale remarks, pre-sale 9/8, pre-sale just regular
CGC,
graded.
Yeah. It's interesting.
There's a lot of options you can do there. Come up with, you know, like we did with Art Journey, you come up with the metal COA thing. There's all this potential to come up with new, different, you know, not so much gimmicky, but product that is exclusive to you.
Right.
You know, something that you can only find, not just a Mike Mayhew art, but a Mike Mayhew signature product.
Yeah. No, there's an incredible amount of runway. I mean, in terms of, you know, not to bore you guys with all this behind the scenes stuff, but just in terms of figuring out social media ads and things like that. Like, you know, I know the size of my audience and I know how many regular customers I have, how many visitors I have a day and all this type of thing. And I just feel like I'm not even scratching the surface. Like there's so much more of an audience out there. I mean, that's the mentality that I've had since the shutdown is, you know, you would plan all week to go to the Comic-Con, pack all your stuff, get it to the city, get it in the convention center, be dealing with those people at that show and think that that's all there was. Well, look at us now. I mean, anyone can tune in, you know, and we can do this every week. You know, the whole game has changed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's.
I don't know. I missed that workout of like carrying short boxes blocks down New York City to get to.
Oh, I'm getting my workout now, man. I'm got to carry this stuff up, and I'm carrying comics constantly.
Yeah.
Oh man, it is. We got plenty of time. Yeah, I do miss that a little. You know, this has definitely opened up a lot of creators to other avenues. You know, not just yourself, but there's money to be made here that you can't make there. But there's stuff that you're missing even here. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to pigeonhole or screw the Comic-Con line, but there are aspects of Comic-Con line that we can't bring you what the physical show can.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Even I miss that, man. I miss being able to be there and talk with people, have dinner with people, and you know, waiting out front, bitching because the convention won't let us in on time. And
yeah.
You know, I even miss that. Okay,
you can't compare. Yeah, you can't compete with that. But I do think these two things will coexist.
Yeah,
because the shows will come back online, but I don't think there's going to be any substantial Comic-Cons until late 2021 at best.
Yeah.
I mean, no one wants to be the tenant, you know, being the first guy out there and then finding that 20% of the audience is going to show up. I mean, that's a disaster.
Especially for the guys overseas. You know, they've got to fly over. You know, that's an absorbent amount of money to get over here. And then half of your audience is automatically cut out because half of them can't show up. And then maybe half of them actually that are there actually have the money to spend on that stuff. And then half of your time's cut out because everybody has to be social distance. So you're looking at maybe a tenth of the income you would normally get from a show.
That's how I'm seeing it. So, but, you know, long term, you know, that's my mindset in doing all these like variants and having all these books is that, you know, I'll be able to bring it to shows and it'll enhance that also. And, you know.
I miss you too, Marco. Oh, man. Let's see. Ryan Starr says Mike is one of the nicest guys. ASM 850s arrived today and they look awesome, says Ron. I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, that's great.
Shamil.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's cool. Like, I did always pride myself at Comic-Cons as being kind of friendly and making people leave happy or you know, I worked on that hard. And I do see a lot of opportunity right now to, like, you know, just deliver happiness to people. You know, like that guy got his 850s and, you know, maybe it was a cool thing that happened to him today or something. Like, I kind of enjoy being in that business for people right now, you know. So anything I can do to facilitate that, I consider it like, you know, it's an honor to be able to do this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's very time consuming to put these things together, but you know, it's a lot of fun. It really is. I mean, at the end of it, you know, I was stressing out all the way up until the work go today.
We slept here last night.
Close. I only live a mile away. So do you. Yeah. Less than a mile. But you know, it was very stressful getting here, and then I'm sitting here thinking I'm dragging, and as soon as the camera's on, I mean, back to that whole con atmosphere, that con energy to a degree, where you get to just talk to everybody. I remember specifically the first time that I actually met you in person. You were a very nice guy. You were at it was a KRS Unknown booth shared at MegaCon.
I remember that show
2 years ago. That was when was it 798?
797 and Venom 1 had just hit.
Yep, 797, and you were sitting there, and you were sitting next to David Nakayama, and you actually helped him get his current remark style down. I got to witness that, creators creating right there. I mean, that was a fun thing. So we got to witness the very first remark in that style for David Nakayama.
I think I used to use those metallic pens to kind of be the basis of the remark. And I think David sort of borrowed that for me a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, over here I'm doing. I've got some in the box, but I'm doing. The Batman remarks on my detective book. I've got like 50 to do, and it's a lot. So that's what all this stuff is right here. Just trying to crank out like 10 or 15 a day while I work on other stuff. But yeah, the remark thing is insane. I mean, I didn't invent it or anything like that, but I feel like it's been really good to me, and I love seeing everyone else kind of doing it now. I've seen some Peach Momoko remarks, and Tyler Kirkham ones.
Things that separate you is you offer different tiers of remarks. You offer your base remark, then you have your mid grade, then you have your high end remark. That's damn near a full blown piece of art on top of the comic.
Yeah, I'm not doing those anymore. It's gotten too unwieldy with the remarks, and I'm going to have to sort of streamline it a little. It works great for like one title, and like you're just doing a bunch of Gwenums or something like that. But when you have to do all the individual requests, it gets to be pretty time consuming. And right now, I just got to be super efficient. But it shows I'll certainly be doing that type of stuff. I mean, I love doing that.
Let's see. Alfredo asks, will you be offering remarks? Alfredo, are you asking, is he offering remarks like today on his website?
I'm not doing any remarks. I'm sort of booked for the rest of the year on that. All the remarks are not available on my site. I've sort of got about 100 to work through between Detective, my ASM 850s I got to get done by next week. I've got quite a few other ones, so I'm gonna almost call remarks for the year.
Yeah, they can be a bit overwhelming. I know, and a lot of it too. Like you get the paper that's doesn't take the pen very well sometimes.
Oh man, yeah.
So you got to scramble and try to find the right marker to fit this. Do you have to switch to the oils? Can you use the Sharpies? Can you do this?
Yeah. And I don't want to oversaturate it too much. They're a lot of fun, but it's like you can have too much of a good thing too, And I'm always sincerely trying to get a little bit better at them all the time, and I kind of want to take them to the next level next year somehow.
Yeah,
interesting to see.
So, I guess guys, also want to remind you that we do have the G.I. Joe 275 up on ComicConline.com. The Baroness cover with the red and the black. It will be remarked and hand numbered. The remark is sort of a signature or a personalization from Baroness. It's not a traditional remark. This is something that we came up with. Just kind of let's see how the fans respond to it. Let's see if they enjoy it. See if they like it.
Yeah, kind of a quick thing just to commemorate this event. Show your love for Comic Online. Get something a little different and unique. There's only 200, so that's pretty rare. Yeah, but while we're on the remark thing, I might as well grab a couple in case people aren't aware. Let's see here. Got a few here, and they always grade really well. Let's see here. I got a Wolverine 9.8. Sorry, my window's reflecting there. There we go. Wolverine 9.8 with the X-Force. Wolverine.
My favorite Wolverine costume. I love the kind of black ash.
And this is a Virgin Amazing Spider-Man 18, I think, with a little Spider-Man remark on the bottom there. So, yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 21, 9.8. And these are all available. And there's a Vampirella. You know, females are pretty hard to do with these remarks. It's easier to do like creatures and masked characters. And this is a pretty rare book, Vampirella Roses for the Dead, #1. This is my first Mike Mayhew Studio variant. So, yeah, they're fun to do.
Let's see. Albert says, I like the remark. It's like a love note on a picture. Old-timey. I dig it. Talking about the Baroness, I think.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That was, it was your concept, Corey. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something, we wanted to do something. We didn't want to work you to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you're busy, and we just kind of wanted something a little bit different. And I figured the XOXO, Baroness would be sort of like the old headshot photos that if you go to any con and you pick them up from a celebrity, that's what you get.
There you go. I spent a minute like researching it, and I came across, I guess the gal who was the voice of Baroness used to sign the Baroness and then her name. And I almost tried to ape the way she wrote Baroness, but I think it would have been a little too. I would have been a little too hung up trying to copy it exactly. But, it's just something cool.
I think that it kind of fits because Baroness doesn't strike me as someone who's going to spend time doing much of anything that she deems as like unnecessary. So I think the B is the perfect.
There you go. She's too busy killing.
There you go. But she's not too busy to give you hugs and kisses.
Right.
So,
Quickly.
Yeah, quickly.
My kind of girl.
I'm going to grab a couple of things here. We actually have a couple of your stuff. You can go ahead.
We got a couple of your books in that Corey wants to show off.
Okay.
Recently.
They're somewhere.
He's lost them already.
I did.
That's Corey.
How long are we going to do this panel for?
Until 4:00. So
okay.
I guess we need to start looking at the Venom and the Carnage also. You're auctioning those off or claiming?
But yeah, like while Corey's off, visit my website, www.mikemayyustudio.com. I've got a little Comic-Con section that has some prints. I've got Marvel prints also. Never make those available except for an event like this. So head on over and see what you can find over there.
So we have
Volume 3.
That beauty right there.
Yeah.
That cover. That's a pretty. I love Mr. Sinister.
I do too, man. I grew up with that Inferno. Oh man, I love painting Mr. Sinister there.
Probably my second favorite Marvel villain behind Strife.
Yeah.
Strife would just be a bear to draw, though, with all that metal all over. I mean, the guy is just he's a giant chrome, almost like Colossus, only naked, I suppose, and a big metal headpiece. Now we also have your ASM 6 with all the women in Peter's life.
Right. And there's another version of that too.
I think all we have are this and the Virgin.
Okay. There's one where the ladies are all venomized.
Oh, see, we don't have that one.
Yeah.
We'll actually throw these up once Mike's off the air. We'll put these on ComicConline.com for people to purchase. We'll once everything's done here, we'll send them off to get them signed as we send the books out next week. For those of you that sent books in for Mike to get signed to Comic Online, everything's going to go out next week. And he will have those sometime around then.
Yeah, I'll turn those right around. I appreciate everyone sending stuff in.
Mike, have you drawn Punchline yet? Have you done a Punchline cover?
Punchline?
Yeah.
I did draw her. I drew like the back of her for my Detective 1027 cover, which was here she is right here. There she is. So yeah. Just the back of her right here, but but I wanted to make sure I got her in.
Man.
You know, when we first came up with this cover, didn't know if we'd find it, that many female villains for Batman. But sure enough, there were just as many as the one we did for the men, which was that 1027 cover was meant to be the female counterpart to this.
Okay.
I mean, there are poison. You got the sirens. You have which I guess Catwoman's kind of his girlfriend now, so she's technically bad.
No, she's still there.
She's she's whatever she wants to be in that moment, which I like. There are. I mean, there's some amazing. That dude has he has the best rogues gallery of any character ever, and it's almost not fair. You know what I mean? It's like DC creates a good villain, and all of a sudden he's a Batman villain, or she.
Do we don't get to doing the art?
Yeah, I mean, we probably should. We got about 9 minutes left, so we should probably get on the Venom and the Carnage pieces.
Let me hold those up.
So we will start with let's start with the Carnage, I guess, and we will go. Where do you want to start him at, Mike?
The Carnage. I don't know. What do you think? You want to start at 400? 400.
All right, so we'll start at 400 for the Carnage. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is like you cannot get commissions from Mike.
No.
It's next to impossible, if not impossible, to get something like this from him. Are the remark slides available on your website? Alfredo, they are available at ComicConline.com. You can see the slide come by, or you can see you can click on the product.
Yeah, or the ones that he showed off are on Mike's site.
Yeah, MikeMayhewStudio.com. He has a ton of neat stuff up there, guys. Not just, the one cover that we have. He has just a massive variety of beautiful covers.
Oh, thank you.
So 400 is the starting bid on that. And I'm going to set a timer here, and we will time it we'll go 4 minutes on this.
All right, let's do it. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, so I'm excited.
Where's my stopwatch here? Right there we are. And reset and
I'll kind of let people see I guess we're doing Carnage for
400. If these do not, if for whatever reason, if we don't have too many of the heavy hitter people that want to spend $400 available right now, these will go up later on your website, correct?
I guess so. I'm just playing it by ear,
Yeah. So anybody that wants 400 on the Carnage is the one we're starting with first.
All right.
So we'll start with there. $400 is the starting bid for that if anybody wants it. Like I said, it is very difficult to get any kind of commission from Mike.
No doubt. I just don't ever take commissions. Every time I do, I regret it. I always have so many other cool things coming in, and then I just can't make the money off commissions that I could the other things.
Well, not only that, but you're not hit with deadlines on commissions. So with a lot of covers, you got deadlines, so you're forced to stop.
Yeah.
You can't keep fine-tuning and tweaking. With a commission, you're not on a schedule. So you keep tinkering and fixing and
well, and even for a high-end commission, like if someone gives me $5,000 for an 11x17 painted commission, that's sometimes not what I would make from a variant with all the other stuff I'm getting from it. So, you know what I mean? I'd much rather just, like I said, it just seems like the variant thing works and everything else is a distraction.
So we are, again, guys, I hope that we have getting all the comments in, because I know sometimes people won't, they'll be commenting on stuff that people shared. So sometimes they don't come in. Let's see.
I mean, if this doesn't work, I'm not bummed at all. Like, it is kind of weird we're doing it. I don't know how many people are even tuned in right now, and I'm sure people will be watching it throughout the weekend too. Yeah.
So if at the end of it, if anything doesn't hit, if nobody bids and buys these, at the end of it, maybe you'll put a price on it or something, let everybody know that they can contact you.
I probably will, yeah. I probably will.
Okay. So if okay, so Alfredo goes 400 on the Carnage.
Okay. And then I'll contact Alfredo via Facebook, and we'll work it out. I'll get your address and stuff.
All right. I get a feeling Alfredo's about to buy the Venom too.
That's an Alfredo.
Alfredo's he's a good man.
All right.
Art
and yeah, Carnage should be big in the next movie.
Yeah.
You know,
I
was just watching Natural Born Killers last night.
I mean, if he's like is it Mickey Knox is who the character was in Natural Born Killers?
Yeah.
I mean, he's that guy.
That's what I was saying. I was watching Natural Born Killers last night, thinking about how cool he could be as Carnage.
Yeah, I mean that's basically, I think, what he is with the red hair.
Yeah. It should be good. And Carnage is a big part of the whole King in Black, our Absolute Carnage. I mean, I've gotten to really love this character as much as you could love a homicidal maniac.
I mean, everybody needs loved, I suppose.
Yeah.
20 seconds left.
Yep. 20 seconds.
9x12, signed by me, pen, ink wash, and white paint, and that'll be shipped. I'll cover the shipping.
All right, so we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is Alfredo's.
All right, Alfredo, you got it, buddy.
On to the Venom.
All right, so here's the Venom,
and we are starting this at the same.
Let's start this 500.
All right. Starting at 5.
This is the man right here that started it all.
Yep.
There was no other before him, I guess, unless you consider the black suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'll kind of zoom in on some of the detail. Everyone knows I like my Venom a little shiny. He's got the wicked tongue. He's got some cool textures.
David says 500 on the Venom.
Nice. And I love the way that Donny Cates figured out the whole dragon mythology with the symbol, and it's just everything's got new layers of meaning and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel has done a really good job with their writers as of late in putting the right guys in the right spot to kind of not so much retcon, but I guess retcon it to a degree why things are the way they are, and add a really good storied history to it between Donny Cates and Jonathan Hickman and pretty much anybody. Jonathan Hickman is doing the Lord's work. That dude has just taken a muddled history and made all of it made sense.
Yeah. I'm working through the House of X, Powers of X hardcover that collects all the first issues, and it's an incredible world building that they're doing over there.
And they take everything and they explain why it's so messed
Alfredo's
up.
At 600.
Yeah.
Alfredo at 600.
All right.
So we have
we definitely, the other thing on my radar big time right now is X-Men. Venom, symbiotes and X-Men. I could do those all day long.
I mean, there's really no going wrong with a lot of them. I mean, X-Men have so many characters that you could choose from between Storm and you've done a wide variety of X-Men.
Oh yeah, I did X-23 this year. Emma Frost. I wish I could tell you what that Gambit. I wish I could tell you what that sideshow print was, but I think I just did.
I won't leave this. Yeah.
Whoops.
Halfway through, guys. Sitting at 600 still from Alfredo.
That should get you excited.
I didn't hear what he said. How about that?
Go back in and hit the beep somewhere if we could do that.
That's all right.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, we were sitting at 600 from Alfredo. Steven is a good little Steven Savell. I know you're watching on YouTube, buddy. If you could get to Facebook or Twitch and watch the stream, I think you're quite a bit behind as far as on the bidding, but the current bid is from Alfredo at $600.
I love that guy, Steven Seville. I owe that guy big time. He asked me to do one of those epic remarks a long time ago, and it's a character I've never done, and I keep wanting to do something special, but I have to keep putting it off. So Steven, I always love you, man. Yeah, thanks for the support.
Let's see. We have about 45 seconds left right now on this one.
Nice.
Yep. So we are still with Alfredo at 600. I got a feeling this one's going to hit 7, maybe. I think somebody's going to try and snipe. Someone's going to come in with a 7, maybe a 650, somewhere in there. I don't think it's going to sit.
Details on this.
5 seconds.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and minimize us and put you as the main.
Oh, there we go.
So everybody can get a quality look at that. You can see that ink wash.
7,
6,
5,
4, 3, 2,
1. Now.
And if anybody comes in, we'll see. Hopefully we have anybody. I think that's going to about do it. Alfredo
All right.
at
So
6.
those both went to Alfredo.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Alfredo doesn't mess. That dude loves his comics and comic art.
He's starting this show like he ended the last one.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Alfredo. I'll be sure to be in touch. I'll get those right out.
I'm pretty sure he saves for our shows at this point. And Leah, looks like he won. Albert Tomisa says he followed in with the Year of the Man. So that's it. Well, that's going to be all the time we have right now. We're going to take a short break. Mike, man, I thank you so much for coming on and doing the show again.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good luck with this event all weekend. I think it's an awesome thing.
Well, Steve just hit with a 625, but I don't know if he got that. Guys, did Steve get in with that 625, or is it too late? Let us know. If he did, it goes to Steve. If not, it goes to Alfredo at 6.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think it did go to Alfredo. So, yeah. Well, yeah. Again, Mike, man, thank you for the variant. Thank you for being a part of the show. I look forward to talking more with you, working with you again in the future. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, and thanks to anyone who watched. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, we are going to take a short break. Head to MikeMayhewStudio.com and check out everything that he has. And once you're done there, head to ComicConline.com and check out the G.I. Joe 275 variant, remarked by Mike Mayhew. All right, we're going to take a break, and we will see you next time, Mike.
Thanks, guys. Take care, everybody.
All right, guys, right now we are kind of going to get in a quick word from the sponsors. I'm going to pull us down, and you will see you'll see the sponsors. And then after that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with Esteban Salinas.
Comic Conline is brought to you by the following sponsors: OasisComics.com, the home for J. Lee exclusive variants; ScottsCollectibles.co.uk, home for Alan Qua, Kel New, and many of the industry's top creators; ClanMcDonaldComics.com, the official CBCS facilitator for Comic Conline; AlphaOmegaCertification.com, the official CGC facilitator of Comic Conline; ArtGermCollectibles.com, the only place to find exclusives for Artgerm, DCWJ, Kunkka, and Ejikure; JJ'sComicArt.com, the home for all things Doug Mankey and some amazing original art deals.